Hey everybody, Eric Nathy with MountModernLife.com. As you can see, we are here on the roof of our RV today. Wanted to touch base with you on caulking the roof. I know that when we first made our purchase of our RV, one of my biggest fears was handling the roof and making sure that I had it under control so that we weren't getting leaks into the RV because that's a huge problem. And some of you may know we ended up having a leak pretty close to after we purchased it. It wasn't due to the caulking, but it was actually because we had cracks in our skylight. So I got a little bit of experience with it when we pulled out the old skylight and put a new one in there. We had to re-caulk around the outside and get it in place, and so far we haven't had any leaks. So today I figured, since I had to get up here and notice some cracks in some of the old caulking, I might as well show you guys how I'm going to go about doing it. One thing to note is that every RV is different, and the type of roof that you have does influence what products you're able to use and how you're able to re-caulk your roof. So make sure to do your due diligence and research in order to make sure that you're doing what's appropriate for your RV so that you don't make matters even worse. But for our roof, we're going to go ahead and I'll show you how we go about it, and hopefully it helps you in your research and your journey along the way. Anyway, I'll show you the products that we're going to use today, and then we'll dive right in to get it all taken care of. All right, so I wanted to show you the materials we're going to be using today. As you can see, I have the Dicor self-leveling sealant there in the caulk gun. I also have a can of mineral spirits. Generally, Katie and I favor a different brand, but this is the only one we could pick up locally, so we figured we'd give it a try. And there to the left, you can see the paper towels, which will be primarily for cleanup at the end. Also to the left, you'll see a couple rags, which I'll be using to dip the mineral spirits onto and then wiping off the old existing caulk. And then a pair of throwaway gloves and some scissors so that I can open up the tube and put the new caulk on top. That about wraps that up, but we'll go ahead and dive into it. All right, so this is the section we're going to focus in on today. As you can see, the old caulking that's down already is definitely cracking, and it looks extremely hard. One of the things that I've been learning through all my research is that if the old caulking that's already down is flaking or easily peeling off, then you're probably going to want to go ahead and get it up and then completely layer a new level of caulk without the old existing caulk on there. However, since it looks hard and it's just cracked, I've read that we can go ahead and take some mineral spirits, clean that up, and then put another layer of caulk right on the top. So that's how we're going to go about this today. But real quick, I'll go ahead and get my rags covered with mineral spirits, and then we'll wipe it down. I've went ahead and wiped it down with mineral spirits. As you can see there, I have my gloves, which I wore, and my rag. I actually folded the rag up pretty thick, and then I tipped over the mineral spirits on top of the rag, made sure to get it pretty wet, and then I took it and rubbed it over the existing caulk that was down there. I'm not sure if you can tell in the video, but it is a lot whiter now. Before it was that dingy brown color, and now it looks almost as white as brand new. So we're going to give it a few minutes, let it dry up, make sure that it's completely dry, and then we'll get the caulk gun and load up some new stuff on there, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Here we are. So we got the new caulk all in place. It is a messy task. With this one being completely circle and so small, I actually followed the trail of the old caulk all the way around from the inside to the out. And it seems to have created a pretty solid surface there. I did make sure to check the weather before I did this, and I know that we're going to have probably a good 4 or 5 days without rain, so that should give it plenty of time to go ahead and seal up and harden and be good to go and waterproof. All right, here we are. So we got the vent all re-caulked, and now there should be no more water coming in or no water getting in, period. We didn't have any in as of yet. But we caught it before anything was too crazy. As you could see before, there were some cracks in there, but they weren't big enough to let any water in, so we went ahead and took care of it now. Hopefully this helps when you're working on your roof, getting it sealed, or at least when you're doing the research aspect of it before you go ahead and make any changes or do any adjustments. But if you guys have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them below or visit mountainmodernlife.com. Thank you much for swinging by. We hope this video helped, and we'll see you again soon.